So let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open. Hands in the lap, right over left with the palms upturned, the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. And try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. And also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And begin to let go of attending to the outside world, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are. No need to investigate. Moving your awareness inward, constraining it just to the body and mind. Concentrating that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation that accompanies the in-breath and the out-breath in the space around the opening of the nostrils. Giving yourself the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And when the mind feels more calm, generate a broad, altruistic motivation for our time. So take a moment to cultivate the understanding of yourself as being the recipient, this incredibly vast, interconnected web of kindness that is flowing to you from all other sentient beings, recognizing all of the ways in which you yourself benefit from the actions, the activity, the contributions made by all other sentient beings, the ways that their labor, their work contributes to the benefits that you receive in society, even just small contributions to the stability of their own nation and how that benefits global stability. Recognizing that even your own knowledge, your own skills, even your own good qualities, the degree to which you've been able to develop patience, ethics, loving kindness, compassion, generosity, is completely dependent on the field of sentient beings. Your ability to make further progress on the spiritual path will also completely depend upon the existence of the field of sentient beings. So, feeling an immense gratitude for being the recipient of such kindness. And developing the wish to repay that kindness in the same way that we started contemplating every sentient being as having played the role of one's mother, one's father, and develop the wish to repay that kind of kindness. And thinking that the best way to repay that kindness is to help sentient beings with their aims of being happy, being free of suffering, which will completely depend upon the degree to which I myself am familiar with virtue, the degree to which I have turned away from non virtue. It's the content of my mind that determines my ability to be of benefit. So we generate a strong motivation to engage in this time together for the purpose of transforming the mind, becoming spontaneously of benefit to sentient beings. And with that motivation, we'll continue to briefly review what we've done in this series on the 11-point meditation of cultivating bodhicitta, which we will finish in today's session. So we did start with developing the mind of equanimity, having equal regard for all sentient beings, friends, difficult people, strangers, seeing them all through the lens of simply being a suffering sentient being that is deserving of love and compassion, dignity, respect. And then recollecting that all sentient beings all friends, all difficult people, all strangers, even beings in other realms, have played the role of caregiver, mother and father. Thinking of those kindnesses, protecting us, educating us, feeding us, keeping us safe and secure, wishing to repay those kindnesses. And then going further, equalizing not only friend, enemy, and stranger, but equalizing oneself with friend, enemy, and stranger. Looking at the faults of the self centered mind, the advantages of the mind that can learn to cherish others. And then actually training in the process of cherishing others by offering them the same level of intensity, of care that arises naturally for oneself. These steps now lead to the training in developing great love and great compassion through the method of giving and taking, or Tonglen. Tonglen is the vehicle in this approach for cultivating universal love, universal compassion. So begin to think of yourself in meditation and bring to mind a group of 3 or 4 people who you don't know who are suffering. Could be suffering from oppression, disease, some form of abject poverty. And imagine that this group is in front of you in meditation. And visualize that your heart is a small, dark seed, like a sesame seed. And then turning your awareness to this group in front, imagine that their suffering takes on the aspect of pollution surrounding them. And as you observe this suffering, thinking of all of the ways in which these kind mother sentient beings are experiencing it right in front of you, then allow the wish for them to be relieved of that suffering to strongly arise in the mind. And then think that due to the force of your compassionate wish, that this pollution begins to be drawn off. It begins to funnel toward one's self, one's heart center, where this dark seed abides. It's funneling faster and faster. And it penetrates the heart center and absorbs into the dark seed. And the dark seed becomes more and more dense. Think of this dark seed as the self-cherishing mind, the mind that doesn't want this suffering. And as this dark seed gets heavier and heavier, it ultimately implodes, and it's replaced by a much larger orb of golden white light at the heart. And this is your Buddha potential that was covered and obscured by the mind of self-cherishing. The mind that breaks open when you cultivate great love and great compassion. So now that this suffering has been completely relieved, recognize that these sentient beings also wish for deep, abiding, perfect, uncontaminated happiness. So think of all of the ways in which you can offer that happiness, fulfilling all of their temporary needs for safety, contentment, and all of their ultimate needs for perfect bliss, liberation. And imagine that light rays extend from this orb of golden white light, carrying with it all of these benefits, these sources of temporary and ultimate happiness. And vividly imagine them receiving, enjoying, benefiting from these sources. And this wish for their happiness is great love. And then try to begin to feel a sense of personal responsibility for actually bringing about the welfare of these sentient beings. Recognizing that it's insufficient to simply wish for someone else to come along to install them in a state of happiness, a state beyond suffering. That I myself, even if by myself alone, must work to bring this about. In the same way that I would act if my own mother, my own father was slipping on a precipice or drowning in the ocean. I wouldn't simply wish for their safety, their well being. So feel this resolve in the mind. And then also recognize that having made this determination to free all sentient beings from suffering, to install them in this state of perfect happiness, recognize I myself am still under the influence of delusion and karma. I myself still struggle with these afflicted states. And so I must completely overcome these obstacles, obscurations in my own mind. Because only as a fully enlightened Buddha can I make good on that determination to be of perfect benefit. And this is the actual mind of bodhicitta, the mind that is willing to do whatever is necessary to train the mind to achieve the resultant state of a Buddha, so that I myself possess all of the tools, the capacities to actually lead sentient beings to a state beyond suffering, a state of perfect happiness. So now feel this deep resolve in the mind. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation. And think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. And may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.